The Southern Upland Way, Day 8. Over Fingland to Beatuk, 20 miles. When I woke up at the start of Day 8, I was feeling so much better. It was such a relief to be back in the game. This was another day of heavy showers with some hot, steamy intervals in between. Although it was another long, tough day, I was finally able to enjoy it properly because I had put my demons behind me. There are probably many reasons for this, not least the valerian that I had been taking. However, having completed half of the trail and conquered the toughest stages, I started to realize that completing it was definitely within my grasp, and this gave me a huge mental boost. Maybe the magic of the countryside we were walking through was also starting to exert its influence. It was then that I realized that my guides had been right all along. I could and would complete the trail. They then gently told me that I was being presented with all these challenges so that I could write about them and others could benefit from my experiences. It was a harsh but necessary lesson. Leaving the Hope to in arms at the start of our Day 8 and being ferried back to the trail with Lolita. The start of our day at Over Fingland. Leaving the main road and striking out towards the plantations beyond Patrenick Burn. Patrenick Burn. The trail passes through Water Meetings Forest and the Deer Valley, which contain an abundance of Mesolithic, Neolithic and Bronze Age sites, including burial mounds, small cairns, burnt mounds, timber enclosures and 2 stone rings. We were very excited when we reached this point because this post marks the halfway point on the Southern Upland Way. Approaching the Deer Reservoir and the 1 kilometre long dam with Sweet Shore Brae right behind it. Yes, we would be climbing all the way up there and along the top to the right. The Deer Reservoir. The heavens opened and the wind was fierce as we climbed Sweet Shore Brae at 1,469 feet. It was actually quite exhilarating. Our walk through Greskin Forest was very pleasant. The sun was actually shining for once, although it was a bit soggy underfoot. The trail above Irsheg Lake and just before the long road section leading down towards Beatuk. About 1 mile before this photo was taken, and after successfully negotiating 8 days' worth of challenging trail, we emerged from the hills to arrive at a road running down towards Moffat. I was so delighted to finally have some relatively easy walking for the final part of our day that I was trotting along with my head in the clouds, singing a happy song and congratulating myself on almost completing another day on the trail. I failed to see the nasty, devious trap, acre pothole, that was lurking strategically in front of me on the road. Suddenly, without warning, I fell flat on my face on the tarmac. Alex was behind me, just round a bend, and could only see the top part of my body when I went down, and he told me afterwards that he wondered why I was ducking and diving on the road. I leapt up, shaking myself off in embarrassment. Fortunately, I wasn't seriously hurt, but the fall did shake me up, and I discovered afterwards that I had a very nasty, large bruise on my right knee. Alex remarked that all my hard training in the gym over the previous months was the only reason why I hadn't sustained more serious injuries. Lesson learnt. Pride before a fall. Number 1. We were grateful that we had a taxi booked to take us down into Moffat from Beatic after our 20-mile day, because otherwise we would have had to have walked an extra 2 miles to reach our accommodation there. Alex's new mobile phone was waiting for him when we arrived at the Balmoral Hotel, where we would be staying for 2 nights while we walked the next section of the trail. After supper that evening, we went shopping to stock up on supplies and simultaneously explore the sights of Moffat. The former wool trade and spa town of Moffat, now primarily a tourist town, would be a natural place to enjoy a day off walking, since it is just past the halfway stage and it has a wealth of beauty spots and historical sites and associations. These include the Devil's Beef Tub, a large depression in the landscape where the border reavers used to hide their cattle, the Grey Mare's Tail Waterfall, one of the most well-known beauty spots in southern Scotland, and the 53-mile Annandale Way, one of Scotland's great trails, which runs from the source of the River Annan above Moffat to the coastal town of Annan just to the south of Lockerbie. However, when planning our walk, we decided not to stop because we are pretty addicted to the physical exercise of walking every day, and we would only have been twiddling our thumbs if we had. We were glad that we had made this decision, since we were both in great physical shape and keen to continue, and I had more or less recovered from my nausea and anxiety. This, however, is an individual choice, and some people really do benefit from a day off. Please see my Day 9 video for the continuation.